And I understand that, and I will move on, but I just am having trouble understanding when the judge is looking at the law. I think the intent of the law is important, and since you are putting forth this amendment, I just thought it would be useful if you could clarify. But what you have suggested to me is that anything that they put forward is fine. And it seems to me that that does not comport with what the Supreme Court has said about it has to be central to the religion and deeply held. But I'll move on. Central, yes. The other part of what you put forward that I have trouble with is the same thing that Representative Fox indicated, which is that it speaks solely to same-sex couples. And so I think you indicated that you would be amenable to working with that, and I think that would be a good thing. And then finally, a statement. You talked about, should you have the occasion to happen upon a store owned by Ku Klux Klan members, that you would move on because there are other stores. And that is fine in an individual sense, but it seems to me that history bears that while people in this country may have moved on, they continue to fight to change the laws and, yes, coerce people to do things that people did not want to do. And I think the majority of people, and I would dare say, and I will ask you the question, I would dare say you think that that was a good thing. So the fact that there may be another place to obtain a service, I don't think necessarily means that that is the way that we should operate as a society. To you, through you, Mr. Chair.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the civil rights movement, which certainly were very difficult days in this country. Blacks, or as they were considered colored people back then, when they went through the South, had a choice. Only one choice when they went to the water fountain. It was colored only. It was colored only. They didn't have two equal fountains to drink from. How does that pertain to the question you're asking? Today, I'm not saying that the person has to get a lesser choice. There are options. And in order to affirm each person, if I can go to Jane's church over here and get married, or Joe's church over there and get married, there's no difficulty. It's made no difference for me. And I know that Jane's church has deep beliefs that do not comport to my lifestyle or whatever I'm doing. Why should I have to force it on Jane when I can go to this other church? It's not like going to the colored fountain as opposed to the white fountain. And for those reasons, and quite frankly, in terms of my comment about the Ku Klux Klan, the Ku Klux Klan has numbers of things. The Aryan Nation, there are a number of racist organizations that have services that I'm certain none of us who recognize we're not going to be welcome there want to just go to, particularly if I know fully well that I can receive the same quality of service elsewhere. And that's why I've said this. Thank you. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you. And finally, and I will wrap up here, Mr. Chair, just to reiterate what I previously said, I would not probably frequent a Ku Klux Klan establishment. But I think, like many people, although I may not frequent it, I don't accept it, and I might actually fight against the fact that they would not serve. There are plenty of places, even in this day and age, where I don't have the ability to access the services, and I have plenty of choices. But many of us who have been doing work in civil rights for years, maybe not in the civil rights movement proper, but who have been doing civil rights work for years, still fight today, even with all of those choices, to make sure that people are not treated as something other. And what we are doing here today is deciding whether we want to continue to treat people as other or not. And to me, that's what it boils down to. And so, with all due respect, I would have to vote against your amendment. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Through you, Mr. Chair? Through you, Mr. Chair, may I respond to that?
Sure.
Through you, Mr. Chair, the good representative said that we have choices, and there's certainly one with the Ku Klux Klan or whatever. I may fight against it. Certainly that is my point with this amendment. I think the example, I gave the example. If I didn't give it earlier, I want to make certain that I did. Imagine the minister who, for his beliefs, would not want to perform a same-sex marriage. But the person is a member of their synagogue. There's a rabbi and it's their synagogue. All right? Certainly by the current, by what we're, without me proposing anything, he would be able to say, I don't have to do it. However, if the person decided, you know what, I don't like the injustice of I can't choose where I want to go, and I want to have it at this synagogue. No ifs, ands, or buts. I want to fight it. Even though I know the synagogue's belief is that, you know what, they don't espouse same-sex marriage. Maybe affirming to gay persons, certainly welcome because the person is gay and they're part of that synagogue, but their belief is that's where the limit is as it relates to same-sex marriage. If we were to take the position you've got, that, you know what, this person should still be able to go and fight, to say, I want to force my will on that faith congregation. So that's you know, my position in that point. And I thank you, Mr. Chair, for allowing me to respond.
Senator Kissel.